Hey Russ, it's looking at this file that you shot me. Um, Lots of stuff not joined together, and that may be because of the where you're at in the process. But if I go and link that together with the join command, that ties together. I'm assuming you've got these broken out to fit in your 4x4 to go on this gate. So you can't join that because it's not connected. So I assume you are going to cut that. So what I'm going to do to make that a closed path so it'll cut is align endpoint to E endpoint and J join to tie all of these pieces together. I just assume you're going to weld them together when you looks like that one's already done. Oops. Same here. And then what I'm getting is that you want to use the PowerMax 45 and it's not seeing that. I'm in H.001, enter, J join. That one doesn't have an intersection, so it's down here at this point. They don't come together, so I'll X extend and X trim, J join. So now we've got all of these here that are on your table. And let's see. Yeah, that's what you've got, your 4x4. So I'm assuming that's what you're after to cut out, and I don't. Maybe have you already done that one? Yeah, I don't see this one, so I assume maybe you're gonna cut that on your table after. So we'll go ahead and look at it too. But what I'm getting is you want all of this this interior stuff to be etched and only the perimeter cut. So to do that, the best way I know is to you could convert it all, but you're gonna have a hard time picking it and choosing what you want. I'm gonna get this piece I think is an extra out of the way. It may not be, or you may need to cut one of these twice, but I'll let you fight that out. But we're going to make etching paths for all of these center pieces and the decorations, and then we'll make a perimeter cut. So the first thing, I'm going to go ahead and select all of these, and I'm going to unselect just the perimeters, because those are going to be separate, and they're the easiest thing to pick out. So now we've left the centers. I don't know on that stem, I think that would be part of the perimeter. I think I'd cut that. Let's see, maybe some more of those in here. So I'll look for those. I'm going to unselect anything that I want to cut, and I'm going to keep what I would want to etch. And I'm going to, let's see, keep 1045. That's going to mess me up. I mean, that'll cut. I don't know. I mean, you got air gaps. Okay, let's just start with this. Let's unselect the perimeters and the pieces that you want to cut. So I'm going to say you're going to want to cut the little loops in the vine. And I'm going to say you're probably going to want to cut the pieces in the, that aren't grapes. That's awfully small. We'll revisit that in a minute, which is what I was just trying to do and lost my selection. God, it's a madhouse here tonight. Let's see. Just looking for anything that we want to cut. And I think we're going to wind up getting rid of a little bit of that, but let's see. There's another set of grapes. Say that's still a not a grape. Those are not, that's not a grape. Have a little airspace in there. They don't even really have to all be the same. Let's see. That's a perimeter and that's a loop. Always come back to it. So I'm going to hit get rid of that one. What we don't want to have to do is do this, 15 times just to get these created. So I think that I've got it. Everything that I want to cut in this group is unselected, so I'm going to hit G for group those paths so that I can pick all of those. And then what I'm going to do, if you watched my first video, I'm going to make myself a reference point, and I'm going to draw a 1/4 inch circle, a Q.25, and I'm going to send that to 0, 0. And that will draw a circle around that 0, 0 location. I'm going to grab all of this. I'm going to C copy it and take it down here out of the way. Because now what I'm going to do is everything that I just grouped, I'm going to want to engrave. Okay? So I'm going to hit delete. And all of this is what we want to cut. So I'm going to C copy only the pieces we want to cut and put them off down here. Then this piece we want to do the engraving. So now I have picked that, and I'm going to add my selection of my little circle. As you can notice, I grabbed that both times, and I'm going to move that over here. So there's probably a faster way to do that, but I didn't do it. So I am cleaning up, because what I have now is all of the paths that I want to etch, all of the paths that I want to cut, and I see something out here in the middle of the air. And I'm guessing, yeah, that's the center of that piece. So that really needs to be over there. So I'll show you. I'm going to ungroup those for a minute. I'm going to select that. I'm going to go down here and C copy just that little piece. No, let me just M move it. And I'm going to go down here and click C for center snap. So I'm going to grab it by my center of my reference point, and I'm going to come down here and C center snap it here. And you can see what it did is it just moved it over. And that's the purpose of that little reference point, so that we can move these around and have them where we want them. So now then, let me detect, and so we're good there. I want to look Q.045. There's my curve. That's not going to fit in there. So we need to delete some of these smaller holes. We can tell the program to ignore it, but I kind of like to have an idea of what it's going to look like, and I can see where that torch is going to fit using that Q.045, and it'll cut that. Just these really tiny pieces in these grapes, and you could etch those in if you want, but I don't think you're going to gain very much, especially on a gate this size. So it's just a matter of what you want to keep. So now we've got it. Here's my engrave. Here's my cut. So I'm going to now, we've got this like we wanted. I'm going to hit tab and look at my offset, and I'm going to want it to cut it to minimize rapid travel. And I'm going to use a 45 thousandths curve for what I create. And if that's not right for your machine, make that change. But okay, and I'm going to click N for new cut path and tell it yes, and yes to convert the holes. because all I'm doing now is cutting or creating the cut paths. So we'll just do that to everything in the nest. Okay. Now we have external cut paths on everything there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit F10. I'm going to select just those, and I'm going to I've got my cut paths selected, so I'm going to C copy. I'm going to hold Control and get my little piece in there. I'm going to C copy those from the C center of my circle, and I'm going to hit 0, 0 and enter, and that's going to copy my cut paths up here to my table with this reference point already set. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hit Tab, and I'm going to change my offset to 0 for engraving, my lead in to 0, my gap at the end 0, and that we're going to still minimize rapid travel, and we're going to tell it okay. So now there's going to be probably some more clicking. We're going to hit in for new, and as you can see, now we have a cut path that's directly on the line that we can do our gouging engraving with. So I'm just going to click in for new. Yes. Yes. I could drag this up to the table and not have to click this every time, but you know what, I see another cut path we missed, but we'll come back to that. Just get to click all these. You know, there's another way. Let's never mind that for a second. Okay, first of all, this is supposed to be a cut, so I'm going to C copy, C center. I'm going to get this up here. C center. Delete one of my circles. I copied it too. And then I'm going to put my settings back to 0.045 and 0.15 and 0.001. And then I'm going to delete that. I'm going to move it. C copy. C center of our circle. I'm just put that over here in this cut file, so it'll be here. C center. There. Now we've got that plugged in. And we can delete it from here because we've taken care of it. So, you know, an easy way to make these convert, I should have thought about, is to G group this. I'm going to C copy from the C center of my reference to the C center of my reference, and now what I'm going to do is change that setting to 0, 0. Now I can tell it, and it says, do you want to do the holes? And I can say yes, and so now it will have done all of those little paths. So we'll just pick our perimeters. It's going to take a little bit. It's easier, I think, to delete those perimeters away than it is to go and select all that crap. Okay, so now I can delete those perimeter paths, and then I can delete those perimeter cuts out. I think that works faster than what I had done. Faster than creating every single one of those. If it doesn't have a purple closed path behind it, it doesn't belong now. I think that's it. So there's my engraving paths. I can turn the G-group those. I can turn those back on. Grab my group. I can copy it from the keep my circle, copy it from the C center. Now I have that. So here's my perimeter cuts. Here's my inside engraving cuts on the path. So I'm going to keep those down here. So I'm going to G-group all of this, G-group all of this for now. Because what's going to happen is you're going to move this out of the way. First you're going to put your metal on the table, and then you're going to get my engraving, your gouge it, you're going to gouge it first. You're going to move it from the C center here to 0, 0, and that's going to put it up there. Then you're going to ungroup it because you want to always ungroup before you do your cutting. You're going to ungroup this and set your cutter for engraving and do the engraving. And then you're going to grab it and move it out of the way. And you're going to grab this set and you're going to M move from the C center of that, 0, 0, enter. And it's going to put that up in the top where it belongs. And now you can do all of your perimeter cuts. And you can do the same thing in converting that. So that's the simplest way I know to make that happen fast, and it's been 15 minutes, and I'm betting that without all the talking and screw-ups, that's an easy 5 or 6 minute process.